This is a very positive step, shows that the plan we put in place is working. Inflation back to target. It was 11% when I became Prime Minister. I said it was a priority to bring it down so that people can start now to feel an ease in the cost pressures that they've seen. And it's because that plan has worked that we've been able to start cutting people's taxes. And this election is about the future. We want to build on this economic foundation that we now have. And I want to keep cutting people's taxes at every stage in their life. And in contrast, Labour would reverse the progress that we've made and just whack taxes up for everyone. And I don't want to see that happen.
Food, energy, rent still 20% higher than they were 3 years ago. Mortgage repayments have doubled. You can understand why people might say we're just not feeling it.
I know people are only just starting to feel the benefits now of inflation having eased and back to target today. And that's why it's important that we continue to cut people's taxes. I want people to have financial security. I want their hard work to be rewarded so they can keep more of their own money, spend it on the things that they want to. And that's what they'll get with a future Conservative government. Tax cuts at every stage of their life. Tax cuts for people in work as we halve national insurance. Tax cuts for small business owners, entrepreneurs as we abolish self-employed NICs. Tax cuts for a young couple trying to buy their first home as we abolish stamp duty for first-time buyers. And of course the triple lock plus to give pensioners a tax cut and protect their pension. Every single one of those is opposed by the Labour Party, and worse than that, we just saw yesterday they yet again couldn't rule out revaluing everyone's council tax bands, whacking up council tax, attacking farmers, you name it, they are going to tax it, and that is the choice at this election.
On small boats, though, no progress at all. In fact, on the other hand, yesterday there were the highest number of crossings so far this year. 882 people attempted the crossing. Why should anyone believe you're capable of sorting it out?
Well, in the last 12 months, the numbers of people crossing the channel is actually down by almost a third. That hasn't happened before, and it shows that we can make a difference. That's what I've been focused on doing. But look, there's a choice at this election.
The highest number yesterday.
There's a choice. There's always going to be days which are worse than others. But the choice of this election is about how do we solve this problem for good. I've got a plan to do that, and that's about getting an incentive up and running, or deterrent up and running, removing the incentive for people to come here. It's as simple as that. If people come here illegally, they shouldn't be able to stay. We need to remove them somewhere else. And if we can get that up and running, then people will stop coming. And multiple other European countries agree with us. That's a choice for people at this election. If you want that deterrent, then you need the flights to go to Rwanda. That's what I'll deliver. In contrast, Keir Starmer's going to let everyone out of the detention centres, offer an amnesty, make us a soft touch of Europe when it comes to migration, and I don't think that's right.
And why did you call the election then before showing that that would work?
Well, this election is about our future, and elections have choices, and there's a choice for people. I believe our plan is the right one, and now that we've delivered economic stability back, inflation back to target, it's right that we decide as a country what type of future we want. And my simple message to everyone is, you vote for us, you're going to get tax cuts to deliver your financial security, you're going to get your borders secure as we continue to bring down immigration and have a clear plan to stop the boats, and we're going to make sure that we protect your pension and get to net zero in a sensible way. Like, there's a very clear offer for everyone. There's a clear choice. That's what elections are about. And there's a consequence of not voting for us. All the illegal migrants that we've been detained will be let out onto our streets by Keir Starmer and the Labour Party. Those flights will be cancelled. There will be no deterrent. And now multiple other European countries have all agreed that our approach is the right one. They all recognise that unless you're able to return people to a safe alternative, they will just keep on coming. So I've got a clear answer to that problem, a clear plan that if I'm elected, I will deliver, and that's a choice for everyone in a couple of weeks' time.
I'd like to ask you quickly on the SNP. They've launched their manifesto today. They're offering a big cash boost to the NHS. Are they more in touch with voters who would prefer better public services than tax cuts?
Well, under the Conservatives, right now we're investing record sums into the NHS, and that will continue if we're re-elected, with NHS spending and investment going up in real terms ahead of inflation every year of the next Parliament. We're also hiring more doctors and nurses and training more for the future, and doing things differently by making sure people can see their pharmacist instead of their GP to get treatments for common ailments. But look, all the SNP do is focus on constitutional wrangling. They're the ones that aren't focused on what people care about day to day. They've already made Scotland the highest tax capital of the UK, and if Labour are elected, they would just do the same. Hike up every everyone's taxes, just like the SNP have done. A vote for anyone who's not a Conservative candidate at this election is just a vote for higher taxes. I don't want to see that happen. That's not how you deliver financial security anywhere.
President Putin has been meeting the North Korean leader, signing a new strategic partnership pact. How worried are you by that?
I've spoken previously about an axis of authoritarian states, Russia, Iran, North Korea, China, who are increasingly acting together, as you are seeing today, in a way that threatens our interests, our values, and indeed our security. That's why I made the bold decision to increase investment in our defence to 2.5% of GDP. It's a clear plan, it's a bold plan. Keir Starmer hasn't matched that plan. If he's elected as Prime Minister in the most uncertain and dangerous times that this country has known in decades, one of the first things he will do is cut the planned increases in defence spending. That's not the right thing for our country. I'm deeply concerned that at a time of such challenge and worry, as you're seeing today with Putin meeting the North Koreans, that Keir Starmer doesn't think the right thing to do is to increase investment in our defence. I do. That's how we keep everyone safe. It's the first government priority to do that, and that's what you'll get from me as Prime Minister.
Rishi Sunak there, speaking from inside the TARDIS, by the looks.